We're talking about an important safety issue this morning, especially on the roads. Fatal accidents involving senior drivers are on the rise, and now AAA is encouraging families to check in with their loved ones before they get behind the wheel. Nationwide, the most recent stats show more than 8,200 fatal accidents involve drivers 65 and older. It's the highest number since the year 2000. Here in New York, 214 fatal crashes involve senior drivers, and that's according to federal data analyzed by AAA. Robert Sinclair Jr. from AAA Northeast joins us now to discuss these findings. Robert, good morning. Thank you for being with us. Getting a loved one who is a senior off the roads, easier said than done, as you know. Is there an age where it becomes unsafe, or does it vary person to person?
Oh, it varies very much from person to person. We do not have maturation rates that are equal. And while eyesight deteriorates starting at age 30, mental prowess can stay on. Look at Norman Lear, just died at 101, and he was lucid to the end. So it's not good to have like an automatic age cutoff, as some countries do, as far as seniors not being allowed on the road.
And Robert, so many vehicles these days have advanced safety features, automatic stops when approaching a stopped vehicle ahead, beeping and cameras all around cars. Do those not seem to be helping, considering the numbers that I was just talking about seem to be rising?
Well, the technology exists to assist. These are advanced driver assistance systems known as ADAS. Cross-traffic alert, lane departure warning, as you mentioned, automatic emergency braking. So they are there to provide a backup. And for seniors whose skills and abilities may have deteriorated, it can help. It can help anybody at any age, particularly younger drivers, 16 to 18-year-olds, who are the worst drivers on the road. These technologies can assist very much, but they are not foolproof. They are not 100% reliable. And as such, we need to be the best drivers that we can. But it's very important to understand the technologies that somebody might have on their vehicles that can assist them, and it's very important to know how they work. It's good to read the owner's manual to understand these technologies so that drivers can use them to augment their driving skills when they're on the road. But they're not a crux. They're not meant to replace a safe, active, observant, alert driver.
It's one thing to, as a family member or a loved one, react to an accident and say that that might be the reason for a senior loved one to not go behind the wheel anymore. What about before, preempting that potentially happening? What are some warning signs to look for?
A series of minor mishaps usually indicates a degradation in the driving abilities of anyone of any age, but particularly of seniors. In New York State, there is a way to anonymously report a neighbor that you might suspect of being incapable of being on the road, and they are given multiple opportunities to demonstrate whether or not they should be on the road. But the best thing is caregivers, family members, to observe that older adult and monitor their driving performance and intervene positively on their behalf if they suspect something is wrong. If that is the case, it is possible to self-monitor and self-discipline given certain degradation of skills and abilities. Many senior drivers won't drive at night. They won't drive on the highways, and they will make 3 right turns instead of a left turn, which can be difficult because you're crossing into oncoming traffic, which might be traveling at higher speeds, which can be more difficult to detect. So it's important to have that intervention, to know that senior driver, and to work with them so that they can remain as safe on the road as long as possible. Taking that person off the road can be devastating. They're losing their independence, their freedom, and it's going to be very, very inconvenient to try and provide transportation for someone who was once very independent and free and easy on the road. But we have to monitor these things at any age so that the roads can remain safe.
I was going to ask you about the psychology of it and the conversations that need to be had because, as you said, it's about freedom and independence. And as our loved ones get older, things get taken away, whether they have to live in a home or you have to take their keys away. Life changes, and that can be difficult. But that is such valuable information shared to us this morning by Robert Sinclair Jr. from AAA Northeast. Robert, we really appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me, Doug. An important issue that we need to be aware of.
Indeed. We're grateful for your time.